From where, please?
From Olu.
Olu where?
I'm from Imo.
Imo State.
Imo State, yes.
Olu
Yes.
town from Imo State.
Yes.
How long have you been in Ghana?
Just listen to 1 month.
What is your name?
My name is Ashes Divine.
Divine.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 16 years.
16 years. My God. How long have you been in Ghana?
27th of this month, we're making 2 months.
2 months. You are from Imo State.
Yes.
What is your name?
My name is Odrupe Olebimira. I'm from Imo State. That was
South.
Sorry.
that was south.
You will be fine in Jesus' name. God will take care of you, my children. What is your name, sister?
My name is Selina Danjuma from Plateau State.
Hey! How old are you?
I'm 18 years.
How long have you been in Ghana?
7th of this month, we make 2 months. My name is Odrupe Olebimira. My name is Odrupe Olebimira.
Where are you from? Imo State. How old are you?
16 years.
16 years. Stand up, let me see you.
My brother, this 1, 2 years, they are the same mother and the same father.
3 of you are from the same mother,
The same father.
the same father. Have you spoken to your parents? Where are your phones?
This is
You're taking all your phones.
Yes.
Who brought you to Ghana?
His brother.
Your brother.
The brother of this person. The brother of this person.
Okay. So you're from Imo State. 16
The
years.
same mother and the same father.
14th October, making 16 years.
Jesus Christ. So you are still 15 plus. And you have been in Ghana. And what have they been doing to you? They take you out to see men. You see men. And they pay you.
No, they don't pay me. Any money you work, they take you, we give them everything.
15 years.
Everything.
See our children in diaspora, 15 years. Out of their own wish. Children are supposed to be in school. These are the great future leaders of Nigeria in diaspora. 15 years. 3 children from one father, same mother from Imo State.
Na poverty cause all this one. Na poverty. Na poverty cause all this one. Na poverty. Na Nigeria cause all this one, yo. Na poverty. Na politicians cause all this one. Na poverty. Na criminality cause all this one. Na poverty. Na 419 cause all this one, yo. Na poverty. Na Fulani cause all this one. Na poverty. Na Majori culture cause all this one, yo. Na poverty. Hey. Na poverty cause all this one. Na poverty. Na poverty cause all this one, yo. Na poverty. Hey, God have mercy. My people, my Biafran people, na how on a day. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say, may God bless Biafra, and may God bless Odudua. May God bless His Excellency Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. May God bless Chief Sunday Igboho and all the freedom fighters from the southeast to the southwest, up to the middle belt, and our Hausa brothers. If you're ready for your freedom, if you're ready for your liberation, if you're ready to regain the land that was stolen from you by the Fulani cabal, I repeat, if and only if you are ready to regain the land that was stolen from you by the Fulani cabal, by the Fulani cabal, by the Fulani cabal, then may God bless you too. May God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, His Excellency, ESN, Ekpa Simon Njoko, for the job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. Because I know in your hands, Biafra is coming. In your hands, Biafra is safe. And in your hands, when Biafra comes, the people of Biafra will rejoice. My fellow Biafrans, from today going forward, I will start making my long intro. Because last night when I saw this video, I woke up this morning and I had a revelation from God. God told me, the assignment I gave to you was to speak to free not just the Biafrans, but every other nation in that so-called Nigeria. The assignment I gave to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just to free Biafrans, but to free every nation in bondage in that contraption called Nigeria. And above all, the assignment I've given to Simon Ekpa is to free Biafra, and through freeing Biafra by proxy, Simon will liberate the whole of that so-called Nigeria and will also inspire the whole Africa. When I got the revelation from God, I woke up this morning and I knew that the introduction I must be using going forward, it's the original introduction that God placed in my heart, that God placed in my memory, and God placed in my mind. Due to some people, due to some so-called followers, I was cajoled to make an abridged version of that introduction. Unknown to me, what I did was to create a smaller scope of the assignment of the project that God has given to me when it comes to liberating my people. So going forward, I will not be selfish anymore. I will not just speak for the freedom of Biafrans, but I will also speak for the other nations in Biafra to free themselves. Because from what you are seeing in this video, you can tell the tragedy these girls they are going through. Not just the Biafran girl, there was a girl there from Plateau State. And I believe if they interviewed all the girls there, you will have a spectrum of the different tribes within those girls. My fellow people, my fellow Biafrans, this is the problem that your politicians has put Nigeria to. This is the outcome. This is the back end of what happens. These are the consequences, or one of the major consequences, when you have a bad government, when you have a people not equipped enough to lead you, when you have your so-called politicians who don't even understand the fundamentals, who don't know the meaning of a framework to govern the people. This is the outcome. All they think about is the money, what they coined as the national cake. When they get the money from oil, they share it among themselves. They become rich. Their children enjoy the best of life. Their children, they travel around the whole world to enjoy life, while the poor children of Biafrans, while the poor children of the so-called Nigerians, they languish in poverty, they languish in hell. Now they have no other option than to start pimping their women, their girls, and doing prostitution. My fellow Biafrans, this is something we must stop from the top to the bottom and from the bottom to the top. We will use an up-down approach and a down-to-top approach. Look at what these girls are saying. The average age, I believe, from the cluster of girls they've discussed with, you can tell when you do a sample of the age, it's an average, an aggregate of girls from 16 years old. Lord have mercy. When did it get to this stage? When did it get to this stage that the people now are doing this? Prostitution now becomes a business. That a parent was ready to send 3 of their daughters away. Deep inside, I know the father is not stupid. I know their mother is not stupid. They know these girls, if they are this young, what else will they be doing? What else could they be doing in a foreign land apart from prostitution? Maybe they don't have the knowledge, understanding, the education to know about child trafficking, prostitution, and the rest of them. But if 3 of your daughters were handed over to strangers, that should at least let you know what these people they're up to. What you're seeing here is as a result of bad government. What you're seeing happening here is as a result of bad policies. What you're seeing here is the handiwork of politicians that have learnt from the blueprint of their slave masters. I told you guys some few weeks ago in my previous channel that the reason why you have girls with light skin in Africa, girls with light skin in Nigeria, or wherever you want to call that contraption, was due to the outcome of what happened during the time of slavery and colonization. The slave masters, the overseers, they raped our women. To them, it was a trophy to sleep with black women. They raped us. Our women had children, mixed race children, and over time, the mixed race children, their DNA has mixed over time to now have African girls with African body features with light skin. I know they say in Africa we have the different shade of women, but I can assure you the DNA of your slave master is still in your body. Now let's take a pause on this. They are pointing at the girl whose brother brought them to Ghana, I believe. I want to tell you what these guys do because I've worked in so many charity organizations. I've worked in a country or in a company known as Save the Children. I've worked in a company known as Action for Children in the Western world. I have also worked with UNICEF. And there we were working on something when I was in the zoo that time. It was called the Joint Action Committee on AIDS in Africa. And what we have noticed, this girl you're seeing, let me bring her face more. Let me bring her face. That girl you're seeing there, they are pointing at her. The psychology of these traffickers is that they will bring their sisters as part of the gang of girls, but in most cases, they just brought her there to justify while the others are there. They will not send their sister to prostitution. They will pretend that they are sending her out as well. But in most cases, she will go out with the girls, she will do a left turn and go back home, while the other girls will be cajoled into doing prostitution. The only way they can justify why they are doing prostitution is because even the men that brought them their sister is there. So I can assure you that the girl they are pointing there, it is through her that they got the other girls. And it is because she's there with them that the other girls, their morale will be low. And they will also do a 419 to those girls. They will pretend they have sent this girl you are seeing to men for prostitution. But in the real sense, the pimp, who is the brother of this girl, will, through the back door, protect her sister. Nobody will touch her sister. Nobody will sell her sister for sex. Nobody will sleep with her sister. But to the other girls, they will assume what is happening to them is happening to their sister. That's the psychology most of those men use from the story we've been hearing, from the witness we've been getting, the eyewitness account, all around the world, even in Africa and in diaspora. So when they were showing this girl that, oh, it's her brother that brought us here, it's through her brother, I can assure you, it is because of her that the parents allowed those 3 girls to go with them. 3 of their daughters went with that man because of this girl. Because they will say, hey, nne, ma, mpa. Things are hard in Africa, in Nigeria. Things are hard. So there is this job in Ghana that young girls can do. They work in a hotel, they wash plates, they wash the floor, they clean the floor and all those things. And they pay them big money. The exchange rate in Ghana is very, very big. So my sister is also going. If you want your daughters to come, I want to help you. I know things are hard. So if you want your daughters to join my sister in going to Ghana for that job, then I'm happy to help. But my sister, she's also going by next week. Before you know it, the sister will come to the house of those girls, playing with them, showing them she has booked her ticket, and the man will come and help them book their tickets. Before you know it, the parents have been cajoled to believe that they are going for a job in Ghana. It is when they get to Ghana, they will now see what is happening. They will seize their phones, as they said, and they will see the real face, the real anger of the men that brought them there. So this girl, don't see her as somebody who is also, part of those going through hell. No. She's not vulnerable, because over time, they always have somebody who is their eye, who is like a spy, who helps to boost the morale in camp. Back in slavery, they called them the house Negroes. And these guys are implementing the same concept of their slave master. They will not touch that girl. Nobody will touch her. But to the other girls, they will assume men are sleeping with this girl the same way they are sleeping with them. It will not be a justification to live for another day, to keep on holding on. And over time, when you do it for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, it becomes a norm. Your body gets used to it. Your body now crave it. That is when those men will say, we have got this once. For the next 10 years, we will make millions out of them. The average age is 16. Think about that. In 10 years' time, they'll be 26 years old. They will still be young, for crying out loud. Lord have mercy. Let's continue. Very, very sad. What you are seeing here is child abuse, child trafficking, slavery, and the rest of them. Child slavery. Oh, God have mercy. At this point, I want to break it down. No. I want to break down what these guys are saying. And the man who spoke at the end, may God bless him. May God spare him, because they now know his face. They might come for him. So let's pray for this man, that this man is protected. This is why we need freedom in that zoo called Nigeria. You need a place where there is enabling environment, a place where they value education, a place where they value education. Just last week, a Fulani man was speaking in the House of Senate or in the House of Rep, and he said they love their nomadic culture. Now the cabal, they love their nomadic culture of carrying their cows everywhere. They don't love education. They love the way things are. I want to ask him if he really believes the Fulani man, they love the culture of heading cows around from state to state, country to country. If he believes that, how come their own children, how come those in politics, how come their own children, they accept to go to the best of schools? They accept to travel around the whole world. They're educated. They school abroad, and they come back, they are well-spoken. How come your children can live a good life in the Western world? How come your children don't do the Almajiri culture? How come your children don't call education haram? But you want to justify those who are less educated, and you say it's your culture. You say cattle herding is your culture. But your children don't, oh my God, have mercy. My question is, how many children of the Fulani politicians who have ruled that zoo country for more than 50 years, how many of them are carrying cows, herding cows, and carrying AK-47? How many of their children will say education is bad, Boko Haram, they believe in Boko Haram? No. The so-called culture that they say they love is meant for the children of the poor. They claim their culture is about herding cows, carrying cows from, they don't even believe in Ruga. They want to take cows into your farm. That culture is for the poor. While the rich, the oligarchs, the few of them, they enjoy the best of life. Their children school abroad. They drive the most expensive cars abroad. They live in the best houses abroad. While the poor ones are allowed to continue with the Almajiri culture. I've never seen any rich so-called politician from the north having their children with plates on their hand, begging in the streets. You will never see that. So that tells you that's not the culture of the Fulani man. It is the culture for the poor, but not the culture for the Fulani man. So what you are seeing here today, my people, it shows the great work we have on our hands. Because now the chicken has come home to roost. The bad politics, the bad policies made by your politicians, it has gotten home. That now even the children are no longer safe. Children are no longer safe. The children are now the breadwinners because their parents cannot function in a contraption called Nigeria. A place where the government cannot provide the basic amenities, food and shelter, even jobs. They cannot create jobs. And when you don't have a job, they don't have a benefit system to protect you, to safeguard you, to be like a safety net when you lose your job or when you are sick and out of job. This is the difference between the Western world and Africa. In Africa, despite you have the gold, the diamond, the silver, the uranium, the coal, all the resources, they come from Africa. Yet, in the Western world, they are able to afford the fundamental human needs, the basic needs to the people. The food, shelter is nothing, clothing is nothing to them. The last time I prayed to God for my daily bread was when I was in Africa. They taught you to pray to God for your daily bread. They point to you to the Bible that God said, give us this day our daily bread. But since I moved to the Western world, I have never begged God for daily bread. I eat whenever I want to eat. Food is not the problem in the Western world. Hunger is not the problem in the Western world. I don't even respect those who claim they have expensive cars in the Western world, because car is a means to transport in the Western world, not a thing of luxury that you respect them. You bow to them because they are driving an expensive car. No. With a car finance, with a car lease, you can drive the latest car manufactured this year. My Biafrans and people around the whole world, I want us to look at the eyes of these children. It has gotten to this stage where the children, they are going through hell now. It's gotten to this stage where now it is the children that bears the brunt. I keep telling you guys that this thing called Nigeria is a contraption. The government have no responsibility for the people. Your politicians, they have no responsibility for the people. This is why we, the Biafrans, we are saying we are ready to take our destiny into our hands. Because this is not life. Those that say they love Nigeria, what do you love about what you are seeing here? This is the hidden Nigeria that you hide from the whole world. You claim Nigeria, they are loving people, they smile, they laugh all the time. We are kind people, we are filled with hospitality. This is the real Nigeria you are hiding from the whole world. A place where people cannot even feed for their daily bread. A place where men and women, they are embarrassed because they cannot pay their house rent, they cannot provide food for their family. They become embarrassed. They become perplexed. They get confused. They find themselves in a conundrum. How can I provide for my children? Lord, have mercy, Lord God. This is the Nigeria they are hiding from the whole world. A Nigeria where young girls will tell you now, prostitution is the way. No time for fine boy. The other time, somebody was telling me he went to Nigeria, being handsome, looking handsome as a young boy, and he was trying to talk to a girl he used to know before, and the girl told him, there is no more time for fine boy. I have no time for fine boy. If you have the money, bring it, and I will give you, what you want. That's what a girl told that boy. This boy came back from the Western world thinking he'll go and meet the girl to say, hey, I'm back now from the Western world. I love you. And he said, no time for fine boy. Money for hand, back for grand. If you have the money, fine. No time for fine boy. Where is the morality? It's gone. This is the life of the new Nigerians. But some will still tell you they believe in the politicians, they believe in Nigeria, they tell you to pray to God to save Nigeria. They say pray to God for a better Nigeria. How will God solve a problem like this? These are fundamental things that need concrete steps to be put in place, policies to change. If you like, pray to God from today till to tomorrow, you are wasting your time. Those who tell you to pray without taking actions, they are lying. Those prayers, they are dead. Prayer without action is dead. You only pray when you are about to embark on a mission. And it's just a way to boost your morale. I said it. Prayer is a way to boost your morale, but you must do the action while you are praying. But in Nigeria, your pastors have told you, all you have to do is pray in the morning, pray in the afternoon, pray in the night. Come on Wednesday and pray in the church. Come on Saturday and do your practice for the church. And on Sunday service, you pay your tithes, you pay your offerings, and you will go to heaven. And the job is yours, and you will get your visa. All you have to do is pray, call on to God. Pray without season. That's the 419, your pastors, your so-called men of God. I call them the men of devils. That's the fraud they've done to you all. As I wrap up this one, I want you all to listen again to the voice of the voiceless, to the voice of the most vulnerable, to the voice of the children that have been abandoned. Listen to the voice of the lost generation. To them now, prostitution is the only way. Giving their flesh out is the only way. And what is so sad in most cases, even the money does not go to them, nor their parents. Most of them, they become slaves, they are entrapped. And when they try to do a runner, they are killed in the process. If you're with me, listen to the voice of the most vulnerable in that country called Nigeria, in that zoo called Nigeria. This is why I hate Nigeria with the passion. Because your politicians, they are murderers. Your politicians, they are criminals. Your politicians, they are responsible for what is happening to the people, the poor, the most vulnerable in that zoo called Nigeria. But somehow you bow to your politicians. You bless them. You respect them, you adore them, you worship your politicians. They stole the money from you when they are driving the best of cars. They stole the money from you, but somehow, because of your myopic way of reasoning, you worship them when you see them with the luxury life. When they live a lascivious lifestyle, you worship them, you bow down with hope that they will also bless you. Those that steal from you, the criminals amongst you, you respect them and you worship them. You go into tribalism because of them. You hate on your fellow poor brothers and sisters because of your politicians. You break down houses of your neighbors, of the other tribes, because of your politicians. You kill, you maim, you destroy, you steal from them, you steal their lands, you destroy their businesses because of your politicians. Your dirty, greedy, God-forsaken politicians who claim to be God in Africa, but when they come to Europe, when they come to America, they are bowing down to their white colleagues. They bow down to the white man. But in Africa, they play God. They play God. Now the new one now is take a bow. Wike was telling those, the palm sex, to take a bow. That's the new one now. They've become gods on earth. You only bow to God. God told you, you shall bow to no any God but me. But now you are bowing to your politicians. Those that are in there for you, but because you know you were not the ones that put them in power, they bought the elections of that zoo, and now they are demigods. And now if you're in a position, you must bow to them. The moment you bow to them, you have sold your soul to them. You've sold everything to them now. Now you cannot hold them to account. You cannot hold them responsible anymore. Look at the children that are going through this hell. While the children of the politicians, they are enjoying the best of life. Ordinary school fees for their children. One of them paid $700,000. Or is it even 7-point-something million? I don't even know. Think about that. Let that resonate in your mind. Before I go, let us hear the voice of these young, vulnerable girls. Listen again. Listen. Very, very sad. Listen.
From where, please?
From
Olu where?
I'm from
Imo State.
Imo State, yes.
Olu
Yes.
town from Imo State.
Yes.
How long have you been in Ghana?
Just listen to 1 month.
What is your name?
My name is Casus Divine.
Divine.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 16 years.
16 years. My God.
See how well spoken she is. This girl, all she needs is a good school. And I swear to God, this girl can become one of the leading scientists of the world. You can tell she has a good IQ. Her understanding, her intellect is up there. All she needs is the guidance. Oh God, oh Lord have mercy, God. Eh? How can this be? How can this be? How can this be happening? How? How can this be happening in that zoo? How? A young girl like this that has the future in her hands. God, God have mercy. She has the future in her hands. Look at her in prostitution. She's a prostitute. Child trafficking. God, Nigeria, God go punish you now. These politicians, God go punish all of you now. God go punish you now. Una generation, una children's children. God go punish all of you now. I cannot wait to get my Biafra. Let me leave that zoo. If not die, make I die in the process. But God go punish you now. All of you now. God go punish you now. Devils, sons of Lucifers. Animals in human forms, devils. Look at what these girls are going through because of you, because of your bad policies. Look at what they are going through because of your bad policies. Now, devil go punish you now. What is money? You have stolen money. How much is enough to steal? You are billionaires already. Tinubu, you are a multi-billionaire already. How much else do you need? How old are you now? What's your age? You are still destroying that land. You politicians, you guys, you disgust me. Hey? You guys, you disgust me. The money, the revenue that you should use to support these children, you call the money the national cake. What do you do to a cake? You share a cake, you cut a cake and you eat it. That's why you call the wealth of the nation the national cake. You are buying cars for yourselves, expensive cars, bulletproof cars. People were going for pilgrimage. You spent 90 billion naira for pilgrimage. Half of that money will solve the problems of all these girls. They will go to school, even a technical school, to learn handcraft or whatever. God have mercy, man. Simon Ekpa, work there, please. I cannot wait for the 2nd of December. I beg. My PM, Simon Ekpa, I cannot wait for the 2nd of December. We cannot continue this way. There is nothing to save from Nigeria. There is nothing to salvage from that zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is gone. Look at the face of this girl. See the way she dey speak. God, man, I rest my case on this one. I have to stop it here. The pain is too much. From me, from here, for now, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. God bless you all. Yeah, check me out. Superstars Media. Lord Logan, Bloomington, Lord Logan, and it's wild Flora show. 1914 amalgamation is what we dying for. 3 nations to 1 nation. Ever since annihilation, nepotism is nonsense. You and you, clap your hands. Biafra gonna come, clap your hands. Biafra, Oduduwa, we're free now. Freedom is gonna come, we're free now. Yeah.